Hi everyone and welcome to the Top Football Predictions. This is the review for Game Week 10 and I'm here with Atul Jani.
Hello there pundits, and let's get straight into it.
Absolutely mate, we've got a bit of a packed show this morning, haven't we? But in the review for the Game Week 10 we've had the league and we've had the second round of the group stages for the Predictions Cup, haven't we?
Yeah, indeed, plenty of stuff and loads to go through. But well, let me just first say that you had a good week. Well done, mate, scoring the highest set points of the season so far for yourself. So
yeah,
well done.
115 points. I don't think I'd gone over 100 points this season, mate. So nice to get that kind of monkey off my back.
Yeah, and as I was saying in Predictions Towers the other day, when we saw the results come in, I thought, this could be your year. Could be your year.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's only 1 week, and it has been my best week, and I'm absolutely thrilled to give myself a round of applause there. But really, it was the hot shot game, wasn't it, mate? 90 points. I got that Bournemouth game spot on, so that saw me through. But no, really pleased, and manager of the month as well. That's even more appealing.
Yeah, so that is a round of applause. A double whammy there, and not just that, but you've moved handsomely up the table as well. We've always talked about this. You just need a good game week. You had a good game week, and look what's happened. You've moved to around joint second, and if memory serves me right, you're moving handsomely up the dash for cash table.
Dash for cash, yeah. I think it was. I think I've got to bring Craig in actually, because on that Monday night game, it was really close for manager of the month between me and him. Obviously, I was leading, but I think he had 2-1 and Stoke pulled another goal out just in the last 10 minutes to make it 3-1. But no, I'm really pleased, and yeah, I've gone up the immediate table and up the dash for the cash. I'm getting there, but I know you, Charlie, and Danny C still lead the way up there in those orders. But
we do, but if you look at it, I think memory serves me right, for the last two game weeks, I think you're the only person to get over 100 points. Yeah,
quite right. So
it's been tough. It's been really tough, and I think all the pundits have realised that as well. Average game scoring week has been about 45-50 points.
Yeah, absolutely.
So well done, mate.
Well, thank you very much. That's my moment of glory. But I mean, if we do just quickly reflect back to the league table, mate, I think after you, which you're only 10 points behind Charlie, you've got about 6 players with about only 15 points between them, from 60 to 85, and even Craig back at 95 points behind the leader. So it really is. I know we kind of say it every week and labour the point, but just one week can make the difference, and it's really close up there, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, just even looking at the table, even though you may think Mario is 200 odd points adrift, if you think of it, if he gets a good run going, he can shoot up that table. Take it from me, last year I was in a similar position. I was near the bottom, or in fact propping up the table, and I had a couple of good game weeks, and there I was. I won it last year, so anything's possible. And as you rightfully say, so many people so close to each other as well.
Absolutely. I mean, just looking at the table, we've got the luxury of the big screen ahead of us. But I mean, Anton, dash for the cash. He's in 15th place. He's got no bonus points. I wouldn't even be worried about that if I was Anton, because historically, I don't know if you guys know out there, but you and I do. He always comes good mid to late on in the season, and and we know he's got great pedigree. Lee's performing well mid-table. He's normally further down at this point, so we know he'll come on as well. But yeah, you're right with Mario. I mean, look, if he had a week like I did, and he didn't do too bad himself, to be honest, on 75 points he scored in game week 10. But
which is no mean feat at the
absolutely. But
he
could half his deficit at the moment. So it really, it really swings and roundabouts. Everything can change for everybody.
Of course.
But we will just have a quick break and go back into the cups, because I think we saw some. Just trying to flick between the sheets here, mate. Group A. I mean, there was some interesting. Scores, and one was very close. It's the older ex-Arsenal stewards. You had Craig and Adam, and Craig was the victor there by 5 points. I know that would be a bit of a needle match, but equally Gavin's still doing well as well, I noticed. And Alessandro, talk about him. He's been doing well in the league. He's doing well in the cup. He's definitely one to note this season, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's a keen pundit at the end of the day. You don't write him off. His knowledge of football is fantastic as well, and his thought process behind the predictions is quite methodical as well. If you look at it, he's got to put a lot of thought into it. He's a newbie. But that doesn't mean anything nowadays. Experience counts for nothing in this league in that sense. But he's a good one, propped just on the outskirts of qualification. But don't forget, it's those two best third place teams which can qualify. So there's still a lot to play for, and it's so early.
Absolutely, but nice to see Craig up there actually, because I think the last couple of seasons he's dropped out of the cup quite, at the cut-off point. So he's flying the flag. Gavin's doing well, as I said. Equally in Group A, but if we look at Group B, we've got Danny C's up the top, two wins out of two. Danny A, and that was this is the Dan group, isn't it? Really, but Benja's doing well equally. But some of the fixtures,
as you say, it's quite tight. Even if you look at all the games in the cup so far, the two rounds we've played, there's been very close scores. And if you look at the Danny A and Upendra game, that's a draw. That's the second or third draw we've had in this competition so far.
That's like getting a draw in American football.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, if you're newbies, especially listen up. In all the years we've been running this with the cups, it's you rarely get a draw, do you?
Yeah.
And we've in the last couple of weeks we've seen a couple of draws. It's brilliant, actually. Very close.
Like buses, aren't they? Draws.
Absolutely. Yeah. But if we go into C. We've got. I had a nice victory, obviously, my points over Gary. Yourself, sir, you atoned for your game week 1 cup loss. You've now got points on the board, and it's actually have a look at the league table, mate.
Yeah, I mean it's all to play for. I mean, again, it's still early days. Gary may be on the bottom, but it doesn't mean anything because he's only 3 points or even 2 wins away from moving up swiftly on the table.
Yep.
You've done well. Mads is doing well. Another newbie we were talking about. He's now reflecting his skills in the fantasy league into the predictions. So, that's good. And on the outskirts, but it's still early days.
So much to play for, isn't there, mate?
Of course.
But so game week 11. What are we looking forward to here? I'm sure you've been doing your analyses this week and picking out a couple of games. So which ones did you want to highlight to the guys out there, mate?
Well, it has to be the talk of the town. Has to be the Super 6 game. 2 contrasting North London giants at the moment.
Get it on.
Early season would have been a tantalising fixture, still is, but recent forms have shaped both sets of teams going into this game. Arsenal strong favourites to win at the Emirates. They've had a few fantastic results over the last couple of weeks, so they seem to be clicking into gear. Whereas Tottenham, unfortunately, have gone into reverse. The Wembley hoodoo has struck for them, as Arsenal fans will also know when they played. As Arsenal fans will know how it was for them as well when they played at Wembley. So,
True.
The other thing to remember is Pochettino hasn't lost to Arsenal yet. So that's one to consider when you're making your predictions. But as the Chicago Cubs found out, voodoos and waits can last a long time, but it'll always come at the end of the day. They waited 108 years before winning the World Series, and now they've done it. There you go. So that's one to consider.
I'm lost for words. You said everything. That was a brilliant analysis. The only one thing you missed out as well was that Spurs are the only team who haven't lost a game in the Premiership this season. So added to that as well, your analysis was excellent. I still think it holds a lot of credence for being a big Super 6 game. I'm quite excited myself because obviously Arsenal, brilliant form in Europe as well this week. But I think you're right. And I mean, in actual fact, I'll throw it back to you. In that brilliant analysis, mate, what do you reckon the scoreline's going to be?
Well, I'm plumping for still a 2-0 prediction to the home team. There's rumours that Kane may return, so whether he's informed, it's going to be another thing as well. So it'll be all interesting and all exciting to watch, and let's see what sort of results come on. Obviously, there's not just a North London derby. There's a few interesting games as well. I'll pick out 1 or 2 more. One of them is the Burnley game. I'm pretty much intrigued by this game. Burnley, I mean, you can't write them off. Simple as that. They've done really well. They've got some few surprising results, and Crystal Palace as well. They've been in indifferent form, in Benteke out front, still languishing with a few injuries. So that'll be an intriguing prediction. I'm personally hedging for a home win, but it'll be interesting to see.
Mate, can I tell you something? What I've been looking at this week, and it's Liverpool versus Watford. Now, you know, days gone by, naturally, Liverpool at home, Anfield, new stand, they're going to be strong, right? I'm telling you something, end of last season and this season, Watford, right? I look at them and I think, yeah, they've done all right and they've surprised a few people, but this week they'll probably go down. They just don't, do they? And it's not all about Agallo and Deeney. They're, you know, I think Capue's been amazing this season.
Kabul in defence, they've got
their new manager,
Gomez
and they've consolidated, haven't they? Gomez has been a revelation last 2 seasons, but it's like I just think they're going to go down with a whimper and stop this really solid form, but they don't, do they?
No, because they've defied the odds. What has astounded me is that Troy Deeney has had no less than 8 new managers over the last couple of seasons, but yet still their form has actually improved. So whether it's a blueprint for other teams to start getting rid of managers very quickly in order to move up, I don't know. But they seem to be doing well, defying the odds as well. Another game which intrigues me is the Midlands derby, Leicester versus West Brom. It's Leicester with a few injuries. Schmeichel possibly out for a couple of months now.
Broken hand or something.
Yeah, and Vardy as well. A few niggling injuries as well. West Brom, Pulis signed a long-term extension to his deal, so that's given them stability. They're quite a surprise team at the end of the day. They can always upset the odds.
I'm going to just end this, mate, and just say about game week 11, I'm going to put it out there right now, and everyone will see my predictions this weekend. I'm going for Swansea to beat Man United. I know it sounds a bit crazy, and Swansea haven't even, you know, made their home ground a fortress, but with the way things are going for Man United at the moment, you've got to kick a good man when he's down, and I just think they're probably going to get a late goal, win 2-1, you know.
Yeah, it's a tricky one indeed. I mean, again, they've taken a battering in Europe yesterday. You know, Mourinho is really, I think, starting to lose his patience, and hopefully he doesn't lose the dressing room with his outbursts as well. So, you know, you're right. They're very volatile, and they're very, you know,
absolutely
up against the ropes.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting game week. There's a lot to consider, but
a lot to play for, so many points on the board. So
let's just hope you all start picking up some points and make it an interesting game week, guys.
Yes, indeed.
Good luck, everyone.
Stay safe, and you've got to be in it to win it, pundits.